Oh, it's so bright. It's so hot out here. It's over 100. I'm melting. But this is a cutting the cord video. I'm showing you. What is that? That's an antenna. Yeah, older houses have old antennas. I can't see because it's so bright out here. It's 100 plus degrees. I'm melting again in California. But we're talking about cutting the cord. This is Luna. Where's Cooper? Cooper, where are you? There you are. So, we're going to do a cut the cord video on how I'm switching back to an antenna for my TV. Howdy folks, TJ here. Let's go on an adventure. I'm cutting the cord. I've done it before, but we're going to cut the cord again, and I'm going to take you all on an adventure of me trying to go back to over-the-air TV. Now, I've done this before. In fact, if you just watched my intro to the video, it's really hot outside. It's going to be a long string of 100-plus degree temperatures for a while. And I went out and tried to take a video shot of me looking up at my antenna on the roof. For some of you folks, you go, what the hell's an antenna on a roof? That makes no sense. The olden days, you put an antenna on your roof. Pretty much every house I've ever owned has had an antenna. This current house that we live at, we've been here for 20 some odd years now. It had a nice roof antenna. But I actually replaced it the first time I tried to cut the cord. 5 years ago, something like that. The antenna looked okay, but one of the pegs or one of the arms was kind of bent. I go, how in the heck did that happen? Was there a storm that bent it, or did they put it up there bent? So I decided when I cut the cord before, I was going to have a brand new Winegard, I think it's the brand, Winegard, antenna put up professionally on the roof. $400 and some odd later. Reason I did it is because I wasn't getting all the channels would come in and then they would go away, and they would come in and they would go away. You see, I live far away from the towers. I'm up in the lower mountains of California. The service towers, for me, is down in Sacramento, which is that direction. How many miles do you think those towers are away? 30? 40? Guess 50? Maybe 60 to 70? Yeah, that's how far we are away. 60 to 70 miles as the crow flies from the antenna, which is a very long distance. And there's some peaks and valleys and trees and pine trees and oaks and things that could be possibly causing some obstructions along the way. Airwaves are a weird thing because sometimes I could pick up channels from San Francisco, which is a 3.5 hour drive that way, like 125 miles as the crow flies. And days I would get those stations, but not the Sacramento stations. It was crazy. So buying this antenna, I thought, okay, maybe that would fix it. Well, no, it didn't. I spent $400 some odd. I don't know if I really saw any improvement, but I did it anyway. So we've got a newer antenna up there 5 years ago or whatever. But we're going to cut the cord again. And so this video is going to be long. So if you don't enjoy long videos of me yapping and explaining where I came from, where we're at, what I'm about to unbox, maybe the video's not for you, but I purchased a Zapper Box M1. I'll explain why in a little bit, why I purchased this model over some other ones, because we're going to go on a little teaching expedition. At least I'm going to teach or tell what I've learned so far, so I'm not any antenna guru. I am just a dude like you that's trying to get free over-the-air service because it has come time again for me to cut costs here in California, losing our home insurance because of the fire hazards. Everything is escalating in price. There's only one provider. That provider is going to be 3 times the price. I'm basically paying a second mortgage to live here. It's crazy. So I'm cutting costs as much as I can, and one of them was TV. So how do you get TV these days? Most people don't have antennas on their house. They either have a dish or DirecTV, or they stream. That's the modern thing. Most people these days stream, and they get a package that offers their local channels. But all these services are much more money, much more than free. My dish bill was almost $100 a month, which is not that bad, but it is pretty bad. That's $100 a month. That's a lot of money for TV that, yes, we watch quite a bit of TV, but can we save that $100? Yes. But I'll clue you in on a little secret. The second we just disconnected Dish last 10 days ago, I had Dish Network. Our youngest dog, Corgi Cooper, 2.5 years old, has starting signs of hip dysplasia, so he's in some pain. So we've got to give him a monthly shot now for probably the rest of his life, which is, guess what? The same price as what I was paying for Dish Network. So I never get ahead. I'm always losing. So I'd rather have him put that $100 into him feeling a little better than having TV. But I still want my TV, and I'm gonna go for the free over-the-air stuff. So I have an antenna on our roof, a Winegard. I don't know what the model is. It's 5 years old, but it's a nice big antenna pointed down towards Sacramento. The tower's 60 to 70 miles away as the crow flies. And what I have done is, or where I came from, I had a Channel Master before, a Channel Master over-the-air recording box, a DVR that I could record to an external hard drive, and it worked fine. But when the stations went out, and it was the main ABC, NBC, CBS, two of those we would lose religiously during the course of either the day, at certain times, or heat, or during certain times of the year. I don't know, these airwaves, like Svengoolie, clear all the airwaves. It's kind of like shit changed. It would be coming in, and then it would go out. the antenna reception would look good, and then it would go out. So confusing, but I'm far away, so I kind of understand that shit happens. So I started looking into options. If we're going to get rid of Dish and fall back to regular over-the-air antenna, we could live with the older, or we could explore newer. Have you heard of Next Gen TV? I didn't. Have you heard of ATSC 3.0? I didn't. I didn't even know what ATSC 1.0 was. But in a nutshell, and I hate using that word, but back in the later 90s, we used to have analog signals. Signals. And what did they do? And the government started giving us set-top boxes that converted analog to digital. Back in the early 2000s, they made a cut and they said at X year 2009 or whatever it is, there's going to be no more. You're going to need this digital converter box. So we've got 2 or 3 of those around the house. Anyway, so that's kind of what ATSC1 was, an improvement, a digital signal making HD 1080 video signal come in. Digital signal would look better. But the problem is, the farther you are away like me, those signals, I'm on the cusp. It's like I've got a really good antenna. I've got some device that kind of improves the antenna to get the signal as best as it can, and it just didn't cut the dust. So our first time cutting the cord, we ended up going back to Dish, and I've been on Dish for a while. I just canceled it 10 days ago, and now we're back to antenna, and I'm finding the same issues. Our older ATSC1, which is built into this old TV tuner, the TV is really old. I think our TV is 10 years old off the top of my head, maybe older. It gets the stations, but then they go away, and they come back, and they go away. So I started exploring. There's some really cool channels. The Antenna Guy, I think, the Antenna Man, the Antenna Guy on on YouTube, he does some really cool videos. He's an antenna expert, and I started watching some videos. There's now an ATSC 3.0 or Next Gen TV. It's been coming out and rolling out for the last number of years. It is not replaced fully 1.0 because not all markets are served. In my case, Sacramento is our market, so it is on the newer signals. Most of the channels appear to have switched and added it, so you still have the older 1.0. They don't have a cutoff date of when they're going to say they're going to discontinue it, so that's good. We can still get those signals, but we can also get the ATSC3 Next Gen TV signals. What's that give me? A 4K, Dolby Atmos, all these improved video capabilities, and supposedly it's a cleaner, better signal that travels further and can penetrate buildings better. You know, all that mumbo jumbo. We'll see if this happens, because I purposely purchased this device because it offered ATSC3 maybe I'll just call it Next Gen TV because that's a lot of letters. It does that. It has DVR capability, and you can record the channels in the new Next Gen format. Some of the other DVRs, over-the-air DVRs that I found, don't do that. They do provide a live signal, but for recording, they traipse back and go to the older 1.0 signal, which means any channel that dropped out, I would lose if I'm trying to record Svengoolie, for example. MeTV. I love MeTV. I like watching Svengoolie. That's why we went back to Dish. And the funny thing is, within a couple of months, MeTV was discontinued from Dish. I tell you, we just haven't had good luck. So I'm going back, and I saw a quote, Zapperbox M1. This looks like a nifty device. It was given not tons of reviews on all these. There's a handful of people that have made some reviews. They chat about the new next-gen TV, but there's not tons of them. Like with Apple, iPhone, or Samsung, you could get 1,000 reviews on one thing. There's not that on these devices. So hopefully what I'm doing today will help some of you look into it at least. When I started exploring, I found some devices, one called Tablo, Tablo. The nifty thing about that is you had a 4-tuner model that could record multiple shows and show you live stuff, but the problem is it's the older ATSC-1. It doesn't bring in the 3 signals, so I would have the same problem. If my antenna is only getting 60 to 70 miles away, intermittent antenna signal, I'm not going to gain anything. I wanted to take a chance and get at least one that had the newer next-gen TV, which gave me 2 options that I saw. Zapperbox M1 and HD Home Run 4K Flex or something. And that one I looked at, and then I looked at the Zapperbox. The Zapperbox looked like an all-around bigger, better system because it recorded the ATS3 signal, which is good. The HD Home Run, I don't think did. At least the last mumblings I saw that it has to scale back and record the older ATSC-1 signal. So I was a little confused by it all, and I was seeing good reviews on the Zapperbox. It had the newer next-gen TV, which does the 4K, the Dolby Atmos. So all these improvements, better signal. Hopefully it penetrates this direction from Sacramento into my house further, better. And maybe those marginal channels that were kind of going out here and there, I'll either have that less or not at all. If it does it the same exact amount, then I've chosen poorly. As Indiana Jones movie would say, I've chosen poorly. Although eventually, maybe this will become more commonplace. Every area will have this newer next-gen TV. If you explore next-gen TV, and I recommend you do it, there's some weirdness going on with it. It's one of the things with this new next-gen TV is there's encryption built in, which has DRM, which means that they can play around with your capabilities of receiving it. So in other words, they may say, no, you're not allowed to record on that DVR what I'm sending you. You can watch it live, but you can't record it. So there's some weirdness going on with that. So I don't know if I'll lose this capability. As of right now, today, July 3rd, 2024, I can record it, supposedly, and hopefully that doesn't change, and that these governing bodies that handle these signals don't put something in place that don't allow me to record it. Because then, yeah, I just spent about $300 poorly. Or there's going to be something else that happens that they're going to say, okay, you can have it, but you're going to have to pay us for it. I don't know. There's so many weird things in this life, right? But needless to say, today I'm going with the best option that looks like it to me. So we're going to do an unboxing of this Zapperbox M1 device. This is a device that will connect to my TV via HDMI. It will connect to my antenna with the old antenna type of lead. And this will only work on one TV. There's a dual tuner and a single tuner model. I purchased a dual tuner because I want to be able to record one show and watch one live show more than likely. So getting a single tuner for a $50 difference, I needed to get the double one. So this was on Amazon for $275. You have to then connect a micro SD card to it to record to it. Didn't come with one. You could buy it from the makers with one, but I just purchased my own separately. So I purchased a 256 gigabyte model, which I'll be plugging in so I can record. And what's neat is you can stop, playback, go back 10 seconds, go back and forth, kind of like what you're used to. If you're a streaming type of person, I don't know, some of you say, why don't you just stream this stuff? Because it costs money. And I'm trying to completely go free on TV and have very minimal pay for things. It seems like every CBS, NBC, everybody's got these pay for things now. You got to download an app. You got to put it on a Roku. You got to put it on an Apple TV. It costs you another $5 to $10 to $15 a month. All these different applications you got to put on your device. It's all over the place. It's a hodgepodge. And I just want to be able to go into my house, have one remote, turn it on, and flick through stuff because I'm tired. I've been busy working all day, and I want to watch mostly over-the-air stuff. And if I want to watch a Netflix, fine. That'll be on my Apple TV. But I don't want every channel and everything to be on all these different devices. That's more of a pain in the ass. And again, by the time I pay for all these things, I'm back up to having Dish again. So, no, I'm not going to do that. So this is the Zapper Box M1. Comes in a nice little box. It comes with a remote, the device, and there's even, it says cut here. I've got a cut here to open this box. And what's the box say? I haven't even really looked. ATSC 3.0, ATSC 1.0. So it does both. So even if for some reason the new 3.0 standard becomes hodgepodge, they're going to have 1.0 for a while now. There's no cutoff date as of right now that I'm aware of. So I can still get the older signal if I have to. It's got 4K capability, Ultra HD. It's got HDR. It's got Dolby Atmos. It's got Dolby AC4. So this is a dual tuner. It's going to give me the best over-the-air capability that I'm going to be able to have. And there's probably lots of features that I haven't even explored yet. From what I gather, this signal can be two-way. So this box can communicate and receive, but also be able to have some type of communication back to where I'm chatting to. I'm not quite sure how that works, and I could be misunderstanding that, but maybe that's where the whatchamacallit, the encryption stuff comes in. They're able to check into your box. Does this person have the right to look at it? It gets something back saying, no, you're not. You're going to cut you off. So I don't know how that all works, but let's open the box. And you're greeted to a piece of paper. And this piece of paper we'll look at later. Well, no, let's look at now quickly. Zapper Box M1. It's user manual. So it comes with a user manual. That's just one big 11 by... Oh, no. It's 2 by 10s. Or 8 by 11. What's a standard piece of paper? 8.5 by 11? Something like that. Anyway, this is the manual. It's on... no staples. It's just all printed on here. I'll look at this a little bit later. But it comes with a little manual. Then inside you've got some plastic wrapped. This is the little box that will go over to my TV. It's in its own little plastic baggie. Let's go ahead and pop this tape open. It's got a little antenna on it. This is wireless and wired. So, and I happen to have a feed. I've got fiber internet. Finally. Before that, I didn't. Up until 2.5 years ago, I was on Hughes Satellite, which is like pulling teeth. It couldn't stream. That's why I didn't stream, and I never got into streaming that much. There's a few things I stream now, like Netflix. But anyway, here's the device. It's got a piece of plastic on the top that I'll be able to peel off later, protecting it, I guess, from scratches. Here's the back. It's got a little antenna. Oh, a little antenna. Look at this. Must be for Wi-Fi, so it's got an antenna. Here's the back. You'll see some portage on the back. I'll hold it in a few different angles. And I haven't even looked at all the ports yet. Front does say Zapper Box. Just Zapper Box. The Zapper Box logo. And then there's... I'm not going to show the bottom. There's serial number stuff. I don't know if that makes a difference. But M1 dual tuner. It's got some air holes and some rubber to kind of keep it off the table a little bit so air can come up probably underneath and keep this thing cool. The back's got an HDMI port, a LAN port, Ethernet, and a power cord port, and a TV or antenna lead. So everything right here in this little box. Very small, perfect. All right, I'm gonna itch my nose. I got allergies, so I'm gonna take this little part out. This may be, if you're not in unboxing videos, you may be bored with this, but I'm going through the whole motion. Here's what's in the rest of the box. Just kind of stuffed in the bottom. There's a baggie. Oh, it even came with batteries. So empty box. I'll put over here. This even came, and it came with some good Duracell batteries. Nice. They're not little cheapy batteries. A remote control in its own little baggie. An AC power cord. And an HDMI cable. That's this one. And it even comes with, it looks like an Ethernet cable, a really short one. I would not be using, it's a Cat 6 cable. I won't be using this, but it's always nice to have an extra cable, I guess. So, yeah, Zapper Box. This little device will go over at my TV. I'm going to try wireless. The router that's in here, I've got fiber internet now. It's a pretty good, I get about 900 megabits per second range. So it's pretty dang good, much different than my old Hughes satellite. So yes, I can, like with Roku. I've got a Roku and an Apple TV 4K. I can, with my Roku, there's the Roku channel. You get tons and tons, couple hundred, I guess, channels of free TV that you can watch, which is cool. But none of the local channels, none of the local news type of things. Like I said, I like to come in. I'm old-fashioned. Turn on the TV, have one remote that goes ABC, NBC, CBS, a local PBS and affiliates, and then some of the oddball things and fun things like the extra Me TV. Those are all local feeds. I want those, and I want to have them not come in and go out, because watching Svengoolie on a Saturday night with my older setup, it would be halfway through the movie and it would cut off. I would lose connection. Where just a half hour before I was getting a good signal. The airwaves are weird. I don't know how they work, but I guess air picks them up and they change the ship because I can't see the show anymore and I drop it. I'm hoping with this next gen TV, it gives it just enough more distance that this tuner will pick up using my nice antenna on the roof, the signal better, and either we don't have as many dropouts or any at all. If it has none at all or very few, I'll be happy. And that I'll feel this device was worth basically $300. $275 plus an SD card, plus tax, $325. That's a good 3+ months of dish. But once I pay that, 3 months, I've paid for this. I get over-the-air free. I still have Apple TV and Roku. We've got Netflix. Netflix costs us, what, $10, $15 a month? We like it. Stranger Things, and I watch some World War II in color shows. It has some cool shows that I do watch. Cobra Kai, for example. And then on Roku, there's all those tons of free channels that you get with Roku. Again, you do have to launch its box, and you have to switch things around, but I don't mind that if I'm in the mood. For normal TV, I want to come home, turn it on, and zap through my regular channels. And that's what the Zapper Box is going to allow me. Free over the air. Once I paid for this, 3 months worth of dish, then it's mine. I'm going to be collecting it free unless ATSC3 and Next Gen TV somehow find a way to charge me. Hopefully not. With the Zapper Box, it comes with a 1-day free for life channel guide. But the problem with that is if you want to record a show many days in advance, there's a hiccup there. So, for a small fee of $30, $29.99 a year, not a month, but a year, which works out to what, $2.50 a month, you can get a 14-day fully encapsulated pretty guide. It's worth my $30 and worth my $2.50 a month. So basically I'll be spending $2.50 a month for antenna-based TV service, and then I'll have my Netflix. We're a Prime member from Amazon, so we can get movies and stuff from there. So we'll have that. We keep Amazon because it pays for all the shipping, and my wife buys plenty of stuff off of Amazon, and we save some good money there as well. So that's it. Unboxing done. Next video will be, I'm not going to go through setting it up. There's some videos that the company that makes this goes through and does all that stuff. I don't think you need to see me do that, but you need to see me showing it working and then saying, did this help? Am I getting the signal better? There is a signal meter supposedly built into this. So I'll go to channel 3 and 13, the two that I lost all the time, see what the signal is, and then on Svengoolie night on a Saturday where it religiously would go out, does it keep the show the whole 3 hours or whatever it is? If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to weigh out and see whether it was worth me spending $300 on this or not. So anyway, cut the cord. Are you looking to maybe cut the cord? $100 a month is a lot of money. Yeah. Cutting the cord, what's that mean? I think, explained it. Cutting the cord, I think, means your cable. You're getting rid of cable service. A lot of people have the cable coming into their house, right? I don't get that here. I'm in the mountains of California. No such thing as cable. It took 20 years to get fiber internet. We had no DHL, or not DHL, DSL. DSL, was that the intermediate internet that was kind of, 200K or something? A very slow service. Didn't even get that here. So cutting the cord would also be Dish, DirecTV. Technically, there's cords here too, but I think they're saying cutting the cord means cutting the costs from you paying a monthly fee, a big monthly fee for getting that feed. Technically, if I didn't want to do the extra guide, I could do this completely for free, be happy with the one-day guide. It would be hunky-dory. But for me, it's worth $2.50 a month. So anyway, next videos, I'll show it working, flicking through, kind of just showing the land, how it's working in my home, give you my first observations, and then we'll make a more longer-term video on, okay, we've been running this for a number of months. Was it worth it? Is it cutting out? Is it working? Is this next-gen signal for 60 to 70 miles away from the tower doing me any good having this newer tuner? We shall see. So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found this informative. I'll put some links down below, but Next Gen TV is not available in every location. I happen to have it in Sacramento, which is my towers. Far away, but it's the one and only shot I have. So check it out there. At some point, maybe this will become a standard, and maybe they'll phase out the older 1.0. I'm not aware of them doing that, and it appears that it's going to take a while for that to happen. Kind of like for moving the analog to digital. Now it's like ATSC1. When will they fade that out? When will it all become 4K newer signal? I don't know. We'll see. It's all up in the air. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.